Tennessee Titans 7-round mock draft up next. We discussed before this. We aren't really sure the direction we're going to take this one. We don't really know where the Titans are actually going to take this one come NFL draft time. But Tyler, how you doing?
Every day's a gift. That's why they call it the present. That's not the first time I've said that, but I guarantee you guys are going to use that in the future. That's a golden response to that question.
There we go. I love it. I love it. So we come up here. If they didn't franchise tag Derrick Henry, I would have smashed the Jonathan Taylor train easily. If you're on the podcast, I'll read off the team needs. Offensive tackle, obviously they lost Jack Conklin. DN/D line, outside linebacker, and then it says running back for a good reason because Derrick Henry is franchise tag, so they will need a future back, which I don't think they will pay him. We look at the board here. I see a couple of tackles that I wouldn't mind taking. Patrick Queen is still there. He surprisingly, I've doing a little like reading and research sort of on like the draft, like trends and sort of blurps. He's kind of like falling. Like I'm not. They're saying that he like should be a lock, but he's not like. Teams aren't falling in love with him like they are with Kenneth Murray, which is kind of like interesting to me to think about, but just a little tidbit there. So with this pick here, I think we just got to be safe and go take offensive tackle.
Yeah,
I see
Jones.
two guys, Josh Jones and Isaiah Wilson, I think is the direction we take here. What do you think?
Yeah, just real quick. I have been hyping Isaiah Wilson for a while, and then someone from Bleacher Report drops an article, and now everyone's on top of him. So I'm going to claim that I'm the first person to ever like Isaiah Wilson. So there you go. It's out in the open. It's there. That's a big take, but not better than Josh Jones. Josh Jones is my pick here.
I agree. Isaiah, well, they've been saying, not they've been saying, I think it was Mike Lombardi or it might have been Mel Kiper was saying that they would be surprised if Isaiah Wilson's not a first-round pick. Apparently, teams just really like his run blocking grade, and I mean, I agree. I don't know about to the first-round pick extent, but whole different conversation. So now we come up here. A lot of good value on the board down here. They don't necessarily need a safety, so I don't think that's the route we should take. However, Duggar and Chin are both really good values here. I'm just trying to kind of maybe look at. They did need linebacker, it said, or D-line. Grenard's there. Davis Gaither's there. Malik Harrison. I'm just going to see what we pick. I'm assuming they don't have very many. Yeah, like end of the third. So we're kind of at the end of every round.
Yeah, and that just means for me, I want to lock up one of these defensive linemen. I could very much see a guy like Grenard or Zuniga going higher than their value is on the board. I prefer Grenard. We've talked about in a lot of videos. Sure, he's an outside linebacker, sure, but he's a D end. He comes up for the pass rush. He comes up for run stopping. That's his core skill set. So he's a very versatile guy. That'd be great for a defense on the defensive end. And I think like some other positions in this class, when you start moving out of the elite and then out of the good, you're sitting here in a really bad spot, and you got to cover up that position quick. I really like Grenard here. If you want to go a different route, I completely understand. It is jumping pretty high on the board to go get him, but it's where I kind of feel comfortable taking him because I don't think he will roll around to the next pick.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it is a reach to an extent just based off like the number rank and the number pick we're at here. I'm just kind of trying to look. We don't have a fourth rounder, and I do think we need to get a running back in that third round pick. So I'm going to go ahead and take him here. I think ultimately they could go Malik Harrison, him, Davis Gaither, or even a Bradley and I here. None of them are bad picks to me, or at least kind of how I see it, because they need. Well, obviously they got rid of Joel Casey to the Broncos just due to money, and he's old, whatever their reasoning was there. But I think that they just need to sort of just replenish depth at the position because they had a really good front seven last year. And now we're down here to the running backs.
Cam Akers.
Cam Akers is there, but I want to hear.
Because I know you're thinking Clyde, aren't you?
No, I see Zach Moss down here, and I don't. That. I'm not saying like if this is like us picking, yeah, we're taking Cam Akers all day if we're making the pick for the team. But I feel like for the Titans scheme, a Zach Moss or an AJ Dillon would make sense because I mean obviously Deion Lewis left, but I feel like they have a replacement third down guy or they will get one. Like they're not going to be drafting someone to do both. I don't think because they haven't done that. Like obviously when they took Derrick Henry, he was probably the most athletic back in the class, and they still didn't give him the ball in the receiving games. I feel like a Zach Moss pick here would make sense. I like A.J. Dillon. Then we could always go back down at the bottom and like target a pass catching guy, maybe, or maybe we go back to back like a Zach Moss, Benjamin or something.
Yeah, I mean the reason I like And I know I bust on Hilaire in all of our videos, and I'm gonna continue doing it in this one. Tennessee does not function through a receiving back as their core back. They're not going to spend the capital on a guy like Hilaire at this pick to get something like that because they won't use him. You get a guy like Zach Moss. Zach Moss is incredibly versatile. While he has that power running, he also has speedy outside running. He's got solid breakaway speed. He catches the ball. He pass blocks. He does everything you need from him. And as much as teams kind of want to move to multiple back systems, I think Zach Moss could be very effective as a solo back. Now, will Tennessee do that? Probably not. But you are not giving away any part of your offense when he's on the field. As where when you had Dion Lewis, you knew it was a passing situation. When you have Derrick Henry on the field, you know you're either going to get barreled down run or maybe an off chance that they pass it, but that was rare. With Zach Moss, you can kind of shade up your offense a little bit. You can kind of hide what you're kind of doing. That's the kind of value he brings. I think he's a really solid pick there.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of be like when they had DeMarco Murray and Derrick Henry. They kind of ran like both to start, and everyone got mad because they didn't know why. One of them, because at the time both running backs were good, but everyone was just mad that they didn't pick one, kind of in a sense. And I think, like to me, that was a genius pick because then we saw what Derrick Henry did the last year, 2 years. But I think Zach Moss there, yeah, you could easily have him be your third down back for the first year, and then if you don't franchise tag him, boom, you have a cheap running back in the third round that we know is proven to take the workload. And I feel like he's a camp, like you're not going to miss by taking Zach Moss because it's not like you're drafting a hidden trait or anything that you haven't seen in film. So I really like that pick here. So we come down here to round 5. Yeah, round 5, I believe. Kind of a lot of different routes we can go here. They need a receiver, but like not really. If you kind of like actually look at the team. So I'm just trying to look and see maybe if there's any good value here.
Yeah, I mean, there's a chance you may try and go back to the offensive line. Mainly just depth pieces. I mean, I'm not really seeing anything that's crazy. When we're looking at the team needs, we're seeing defensive line. We sort of got that with Grenard, but what we got with Grenard is we tried to cover 2 different spots with one player, which was smart. Maybe what we do here is get a sure D end, just so you could still kind of, Mirage, I would say. So you say still Mirage. Yeah, Nick Coe. And I'm going to be honest with you. This is the value that he's going to be going at. It's ridiculous that they have him slotted so low. 275 is insane. That's the value he's going to go at. Now you can Mirage Grenard a little bit. You don't have to stick him up on the line. You can have him kind of creep up and be next to the D end. That's a really, really powerful run stop there. And a really solid pass rush as well that you're building in the draft. You get Nick Coe and you get Grenard on the same side going after the quarterback is absolutely ridiculous from 2 young guys. It's going to be quite effective for a pass rush. And then the run stop between both of them is actually it's going to be just as effective. So I really like.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a good pick. Coming up here, so I just mess around with the audio. Might have kind of missed out a little bit here. So I think we go here. This is probably ultimately an offensive tackle pick. Trey Adams is there. Justin Herron, I don't know a ton about him, but I know that he's getting a lot of sort of love in the NFL level. I think we just need to go offensive tackle just to sort of double down on maybe our pick. What are you thinking?
Herron this time. We've gone Adams a bunch. You're right. His stocks are moving up. I think it's an interesting play. I mean, you already got your starter in Josh Jones. You just need that backup piece to kind of push him maybe a little bit more and also just provide a solid backup for you. I kind of like the move there. I'm plenty okay with that.
For sure. Did I even make the pick? Yeah, I did. Okay. I didn't see that we had another 7th round pick. Okay, so I think this is our last pick, if I remember right. Yep, it is. Oh, no, I lied. We have 2 more. Okay. So I think they do need another receiver. I mean, like, you have A.J. Brown, you have Corey Davis, Adam Humphries, but, like, I mean, what has Corey Davis actually done or Adam Humphries really last year? I think that there would be a good route to go here. You could also look tight end because Delaney Walker is retired, I believe, or gone or whatever happened to him. I like Jared Pinkney here. They have Johnny Smith. But ultimately, you saw in the playoffs last year, they run a lot of, like, Anthony Ferkser played, like, fullback a little bit. They kind of run a lot of, like, multiple tight end sets because they kind of have to, just lack of receiving weapons, and they do run the ball here. I do like Breland here. I do like Pinkney. This
Charlie Warner at his pro day, he ran a 4.41, which was insane, and he also came in at like, what is it, about 245 pounds. So really ridiculous speed. I definitely believe those numbers are accurate. Just kidding. I mean, I'm joking on him. Tight ends wise, though, if I was looking at a guy, Pinkney's interesting to me. I don't know. It's a challenge. I don't really think there's too many good pieces here.
I think I like that Warner pick. If you look at his positives, they say best as a run blocker. And that's kind of what the Titans not necessarily need, I don't think, but like you just kind of double down on the offensive tackle and tight end. A guy that can maybe play the fullback or play the J tight end or something like that. I kind of like that pick here if you want to go that route.
Yeah, I mean, the day that you, as the Titans organization, force Ryan Tannehill to be the elite part of that offense is the day that you aren't going to remain elite, because they still are top 10, maybe definitely top 15, top 10 in the league. So the day you force Tannehill to kind of be that main core passer for you is the day where, you know, they're going to start struggling again. So you got to make sure you lock up your run blocking. We do that here.
For sure, I totally agree with you. I see James Smith-Williams and Bravion Roy down here. I think that's ultimately the route we should go for our last pick, just to kind of get a lot more D-line depth that I think they kind of need. What route do you think out of those two, Bravion Roy or James Smith-Williams?
I'd go the D tackle route. I mean, we've kind of covered up the end. Bravion Roy from Baylor. I'm good with blocking that up.
Yeah, for sure. So the Titans don't have a lot of picks ultimately, but I think those first three, maybe even four, if we pick Nick Coe in there, I think the first three are perfect. I think that's the route that they need to take.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that it needs to be O tackle first, but it needs to be an offensive tackle in the first 2 rounds. It needs to be outside linebacker / DN / edge piece. It needs to be one of those, that combination of O tackle and edge in those first 2 picks. And I think they just need to go a Moss or a Dillon round 3, because I think that would, a team that doesn't have very many needs, you add in, well, one, just a backup running back that eventually is going to give you an out in the contract is going to be huge for them. And I think just replacing Conklin the best you can, it should be the goal for this team.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. I like the first 4 picks mainly. The other picks were really just depth pieces. The first 4 picks, you're establishing your defense incredibly well with Nick Coe and Jonathan Grenard on the pass rushing and the run stopping. They both do both, and they do it effectively. Grenard's very, very sneaky. We picked 2 guys on their defensive end who are sneaky good talents that you're getting at incredible values. And yeah, we picked Grenard in the 2nd round. He could have gotten 3rd round kind of value. But you went and got him, and he's the guy that's going to fight every 3 downs for you. He's going to be very effective on that end. Nick Coe as well. He had to do the damage when Marlon Davidson and Derek Brown were getting clogged up in the middle. Nick Coe was doing a lot of damage this past year. He was quite effective. And then Josh Jones. I mean, we could have gone with oh my gosh, I just blanked. The Georgia outside tackle, right tackle.
Isaiah Wilson.
We could have gone with Isaiah Wilson and shored up their run blocking, but I think Josh Jones provides almost the same effect. He's really, really good. They're going to get that piece and use him quite effectively almost immediately. And then again, Zach Moss, you're just making sure you have running back youth. He could be a very good starter in the NFL. Very versatile, can do a lot of things for you. It's why I'm very high on him. He's my running back 5. So good draft here for the Tennessee Titans.
I agree. This team doesn't need much to work with or have much to work with, kind of both ways you look at it, but I think we got up their holes very nicely. So down below, Discord is the first link, or maybe the title, I don't remember. The first link is a Discord link down there. Go get in that. We are running a cool sort of Discord mock draft, filling up spots where you can pick your favorite team or a team you have opening that you'd like to pick for, and then we're going to recap that. A lot of good stuff coming down there. Hit the subscribe button, like this video. We'll see you next time.